Welcome to the deep dive. We sift through, tons of information to find those nuggets you really need. Today, we're looking at something almost invisible, but it's kind of the unsung hero behind, well, the whole electronics revolution. Flexible, printed circuit boards, FPCBs, and this deep dive. It's all about their amazing growth, what it means for your gadgets, your everyday devices, and maybe even the future of tech.
Exactly. Our mission really is to unpack the data we've seen, show you the surprising size of this market, what's driving it, where's the really exciting growth happening around the world. You'll get a real shortcut to understanding a market that, honestly, most people don't even think about, but it affects almost everything.
Okay, let's get into it. For anyone maybe not deep in the tech specifics, or just as a quick reminder, what is an FPCB? I think of them as like the flexible spine for modern electronics.
That's a good way to put it. Unlike those stiff green boards you might picture, these things bend, they fold, they twist. Designers can fit them into really tight spots. It's how we get these super compact, lightweight designs we expect now.
Right, that makes sense.
And it's amazing how directly they touch your life. I mean, sophisticated stuff. You've got them in your pocket right now, inside your smartphone. They're great for those dense connections, routing signals, powering your smartwatch, other wearables. Absolutely essential in cars now for safety, smart features, and even high up, like in aerospace systems. This is where it gets cool, right? They enable these complex 3D circuit shapes, things rigid boards just can't do, so your devices get smaller, lighter, more powerful. It's a quiet revolution.
A quiet revolution hitting a massive growth spurt. Our sources are calling this a golden era for FPCBs. We're looking at global sales revenue, get this, expected to jump from about $16.3 billion in 2021 to a huge $75.4 billion by 2033.
Wow.
That's a compound annual growth rate, CAGR, of 13.59% over a decade. That's really moving.
It is. And if you look at the bigger picture, this isn't just happening randomly. The sources point to clear drivers. Miniaturization, obviously. Everything getting smaller. The huge build-out of 5G infrastructure globally. That's a big one. And the shift towards advanced driver assistance systems, ADS, in cars.
Right.
So you have to ask, how do these trends kind of feed off each other to create this demand?
That's a really good question. It does feel connected. Can you maybe unpack one of those, like 5G specifically? How is it driving FPCB demand beyond just making things small?
Sure. Think about 5G. It's not just speed, right? It needs really complex antennas, signal processing at much higher frequencies. FPCBs are critical because they handle signals better, they keep the integrity, and they let you build these tiny integrated modules for 5G antennas, transceivers, stuff that has to fit into sleek phones.
Oh, okay. So it enables the tech itself to fit.
Exactly. It lets you pack incredible performance into a tiny space. It's that snowball effect. Miniaturization needs FPCBs, and 5G needs that advanced miniaturization.
So where are these flexible powerhouses making the biggest waves globally? Let's zoom in on the regions. Where's the story? Asia Pacific, not surprisingly, seems to be dominating.
Oh, absolutely. Asia Pacific is forecast to surge from $6.5 billion to over $31 billion by 2033. That's a 14.04% CAGR. And what's interesting within APAC, India is really stepping up.
Oh, India.
Yeah, a 14.86% CAGR, driven largely by booming smartphone production there, plus government pushes for electronics manufacturing. China and Japan are still the giants, obviously, manufacturing powerhouses. And you see Singapore, Southeast Asia, adopting rapidly, too, linked to their semiconductor industries expanding.
Okay, hang on. I'm seeing something here in the numbers. The sources say the rest of APAC market, that segment is actually leading the world in growth, 16.12% CAGR. That seems surprising.
It is surprising, but it's a key insight. That huge growth in rest of APAC. It's more than just emerging economies. It signals a real strategic shift. Manufacturers are decentralizing, moving operations, tapping into new talent, lower production costs. Think Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia. They're building up their own electronic supply chains fast, and FPCBs are becoming central to that, letting them make more advanced, compact stuff locally.
That is a big shift. Okay, but if we're talking dynamic growth, the sources flag Africa as maybe one of the most compelling stories.
Without a doubt, Africa is showing world-leading growth rates here. It's almost quadrupling, from $327 million in 2021 up to $2.13 billion by 2033. That's an incredible 17.58% CAGR.
Wow, 17.58%.
Yeah, Nigeria, South Africa, both posting over 17% CAGRs. That's driven by more affordable electronics coming in, plus more local assembly plants popping up. But what's even more striking, the rest of Africa segment. It's even higher, 17.97% CAGR,
Almost 18%.
fueled by big infrastructure projects and a lot of demand for electronics and solar energy across the continent.
That's incredible. It really shows how these basic components are enabling more than just phones. It's actual infrastructure development, maybe leapfrogging older tech.
Precisely. FPCBs fit well there. They can be durable, compact, perfect for rugged equipment or distributed energy systems where space and reliability matter.
Okay, let's jump across the Atlantic. North America, a big established player. How's its growth looking?
North America is growing solidly too, from $4.7 billion up to about $20.8 billion by 2033. That's a 13.00% CAGR. The U.S. is the clear leader there, expanding to nearly $17 billion. But the drivers are a bit different. Less mass consumer production, more strong electronics base, aerospace innovation, and defense needs.
Yeah.
Canada actually shows the highest CAGR in North America, 14.29%. That's linked to medical electronics, renewable energy systems. And Mexico contributes steadily too, especially in automotive and consumer electronics manufacturing.
So North America, it sounds like FPCBs are really vital for those high-stakes sectors, aerospace, defense. Is it about cramming complex tech into smaller, lighter things like drones or advanced flight systems?
Exactly that. Weight reduction, space savings, they're critical in aerospace and defense. It means better fuel efficiency or more payload. Plus, they handle vibrations, extreme temperatures well. Ideal for tough environments.
Makes sense. And Europe, what's the trajectory?
Europe's climbing too, from about $3 billion to over $13.4 billion by 2033. The sources show France leading the growth rate, 13.70% CAGR, a lot like the U.S. focus, strong in aerospace, high-end industrial electronics.
Right.
Germany, the U.K., still very important players. And again, look at the rest of Europe segment. It's outpacing the core countries with a 14.43% CAGR. Shows big opportunities in Eastern Europe's developing electronics hubs. They're attracting investment.
Strong growth across the board, really. Let's look south. South America, also showing robust growth, I see.
Yep. South America is set to rise from $1.1 billion to $5.5 billion. Argentina is growing fastest there, actually, over 15% CAGR, helped by domestic electronics assembly and demand for automotive wiring. Brazil is still the biggest market overall, though, and the rest of South America is also growing fast, around 14.9%. Broad expansion.
Okay, and finally, let's touch on the Middle East.
The Middle East shows steady growth, from around $588 million to $2.3 billion. That's roughly a 12% CAGR. The UAE is performing strongly within that, over 13% CAGR. Lots of smart city projects, IoT initiatives driving that.
Right, the smart cities.
Yeah. And Saudi Arabia, Turkey, they continue using FPCBs for defense, industrial automation, modernizing infrastructure.
So, okay, bringing this all together, it's incredibly clear. The flexible printed circuit board market really is in a golden era of demand. It's kind of wild that these components, tucked away, invisible, are literally shaping everything. Your phone, next-gen cars, everything.
Absolutely. And if you step back, this massive growth, it's built on, well, relentless tech innovation, right?
Yeah.
Plus, these things are used everywhere now, so many different applications. And then there's that explosive growth in emerging markets. It's setting us up for a really competitive decade in electronics. And these little flexible boards are right at the foundation. It just shows how interconnected things are globally. A tiny component, a massive ripple effect.
You heard it here. FPCBs, way more important, way more pervasive than you probably thought. They are truly enabling the future of smart, compact tech in, well, every sector.
So here's something to think about. With this incredible demand everywhere, especially in places growing super fast like Africa and the rest of APAC, what new innovations or maybe shifts in where things get made?
Yeah.
Well, what might we see emerge in the next decade as this market just keeps expanding so dramatically? Something to ponder.